Fat loss versus weight loss, is there a difference? Do you know whether you're trying to lose weight or are you trying to lose fat? If you're watching today's video, then you know that we're going to be talking about some of the differences between fat loss and weight loss, well, all of the differences, and quick steps that I use during my journey to kick out the weight loss mentality and focus more on driving fat loss. So let's get started. When it comes to weight loss versus fat loss, weight loss truly is an overall drop in poundage, meaning that you're gonna be losing weight from muscle, water, and fat. Whereas fat loss truly is just a loss in body fat, right? Most of the time when you're talking about wanting to lose weight, we're truly talking about wanting to lose fat. Why? Because when you lose fat, the goal is to lose as much weight as you can while still maintaining as much muscle mass as possible, right? And so when you're maintaining as much muscle mass as possible while still continuing to lose weight, that's gonna give you that toned, sleek, lean look that we're actually looking for. Fat loss is super important. It's gonna help reduce the risk of chronic diseases, illnesses, inflammation, all of those good things. But let's talk about truly what you care about, right? Not really the health side. Really just all looks. Just kidding. I know we all care about our health too. But seriously, when you're aiming to lose fat, that is when you're trying your hardest, right? To get that toned and sleek look. Now, let me tell you from personal experience, I went through this whole skinny fat versus fluffy fat. I don't know which one you identify with, but I definitely was more on the fluffy fat side, and I would do so much cardio, I would do crash diets, I would do all the things that you're not supposed to do if you want to get that desired Instagram body, right? And I'm over here like, all right, why am I losing weight but I still look weird? Like I don't have that bum, right? Okay, I know you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? So, anywho, first thing I did was I stopped crash dieting. I stopped going and doing these detoxes, these cleanses, these quick fix diets that promised quick, fast weight loss results, right? So yes, would I get those results? Yes, I did. Would my overall poundage drop? Yes, it would. Would the scale go lower? Yes, it did. However, not only was I losing weight, just like we discussed, what am I really losing? I'm losing water and I'm losing muscle mass. And oftentimes when you're on those diets and things, you're not actually losing body fat. And that is counterproductive against the goal. So once I stopped doing crash diets and I really started making meaningful changes to my nutrition that would be sustainable to my long-term fitness goals, I started noticing not only did I start to lose weight over time, I also began keeping the weight off over time. Rule number one, don't do the crash diet. The second thing I did was I cut calories, but by a little bit, not by a lot. Here's why. In order to lose weight or lose fat, you're gonna have to cut your calorie intake, right? But when you cut your calorie intake by a little bit and your body starts to burn that fuel, it's burning stored fat, which means now you're getting into that fat loss phase. So what I did was I stopped drastically cutting my calories and I just started aiming for a more attainable, achievable daily calorie goal. Like instead of having this insanely, 1,100 calorie diet, I was eating more closer to 1,600 calories, adding in more nutritious foods to my diet, which helps me eliminate a lot of my cravings, eliminate a lot of hunger, and it was much more sustainable and has been much more sustainable for me in my weight loss journey. And boom, here I am, look at me. The third thing I did was I started prioritizing protein and whole nutritious foods. Here's why. Protein is the building block to lean muscle mass. When you consume enough protein while you're trying to lose weight, it encourages your body to hold on to lean muscle mass while dropping body fat, which gives you that lean and toned look. In addition to that, one of the things that I stopped doing was I stopped breaking up with whole food groups. I noticed that for me, it just wasn't sustainable in the long term, and it really wasn't great for my weight loss, right? I stopped cutting carbs. Just because I increased my protein, it didn't give me, doesn't give you the permission to cut your carbs. You still need your carbs. Carbs are good to help maintain balanced, sustainable energy along the day. It helps fuel your workouts. So stop skipping carbs. And instead of skipping, what I did was I changed the carbs I was eating. I changed my relationship with the carbs that I was eating. I got real honest about how I felt eating certain carbs, whether it was your white sugary pastas, your white breads. Like, I'm like, all right, this doesn't make me feel good, but I like bread, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to whole grain, brown rice, sweet potato fries instead of eating regular potato fries. These are just things that have helped me succeed in my weight loss, fat loss goals. The fourth thing I did was move my body regularly. I still do it. Staying active in your daily life is super important. And no, not just getting in a workout, but staying active will help increase your mobility. It helps move your bones, your muscles, and promote just your overall health and quality of life. So a quick thing that I try and do every day is getting in 10,000 steps. It's super easy for me. I have a child, we run around, we play a lot. I take her out to the park. There's a lot of people that have pets who are pet lovers, especially dogs. Take that dog out, maybe kick it up a notch. Instead of doing 1 time a day, 2 times a day, kick it up to 3 or 4 times a day to hit those steps. Play catch and run with your dog to get the ball. Don't just let your dog do all the work. The 5th thing I did was I started lifting heavy weights. Man, you can't build muscle without lifting weights. Like, your muscles will, start to be lean and toned. However, if you want to grow, you got to lift weights and you got to lift heavy weights. Lifting weights instead of doing so much cardio has helped change my body composition, because a lot of times when you are doing cardio and you're burning, same thing, you're burning your muscle mass, you're burning fat, you're burning water. But when you're lifting weights, you're truly hitting that muscle and that growth. The other thing that people don't realize is the more muscle you have, the more that your body burns fat and just burns in general at rest. So what I personally did was, instead of prioritizing cardio, I prioritized strength training 3 to 4 times a week. However, I don't skip out on my cardio. I get my cardio in. I do cardio about 2 to 3 times a week for about 20 to 30 minutes. And sometimes I do an assessment. Sometimes I feel like my body needs a little more cardio than weights, depending on how I'm feeling as a woman, my hormones, my emotions. But for the most part, prioritize lifting up those weights, and don't be scared. If you're eating healthy and you're eating right, lifting weights is gonna promote that lean look. If you're eating in a caloric surplus and you're eating trashy, then you're gonna get big and bulky. And yes, I said it. Boom, you heard it here live. Last but not least, I stopped stressing and I gave myself permission to take breaks. Yes, working out is important. Staying active is important, but if you're going too hard, you're gonna end up stressing yourself out, overdoing it, possibly getting injured like me. Ended up injuring myself twice, 2 knee surgeries on the same knee in a 3-year period, which was not fun. So give yourself permission to have regular rest days and actually take them. Your muscles need the recovery to grow and heal itself so you can hit them weights again and continue excelling. So the 6 things I did to lose over 40 pounds of weight, and not just weight but fat loss, was 1, I stopped crash dieting. 2, I cut my calories by a little, not a lot. 3, I prioritized protein and whole nutritious foods. 4, I got active regularly. 5, I started lifting heavy. And 6, I stopped stressing and allowed myself to take breaks. All right, now it's your turn. If you found any of this information useful or any of these tips helpful, please drop a comment below, share with a friend, like it, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel to let me know that you want more tips and information from me, Coach Rakita. And of course, if you're not doing so already, follow your girl. I'm on every single platform from Pinterest to Twitter to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. Your girl is there. Subscribe to my email. All shameless plugs. Thank you for watching. Peace, love, and hair grease. Maybe that's my new ending. Bye.